Hi, I'm Pastor Michael Schmidt, and I'd like to invite you to join us this evening at 7 o'clock at Peace Lutheran in Natoma as we continue our midweek Lenten services. Tonight we'll be looking at Genesis 45, where Joseph reveals himself to his brothers and they are reunited again. That does mean we are skipping chapters 43 and 44 for time constraints, so we'll be giving a little overview here. Chapter 43 begins, where we kind of expect it to pick up. Last week we saw that the brothers went down, they bought grain, they went home, left Simeon behind. He was taken as a hostage, I guess you could say, by Joseph, or as the bounty, or whatever you want to call it, to make sure the brothers come back. Let's see if you come back and get your brother. And they are told that you will not see Joseph's face again unless you bring Benjamin. Benjamin being the youngest, Joseph's younger brother, the youngest son of Rachel, the favored wife of Jacob. And they are told, don't bother coming back unless you bring Benjamin. The brothers know that, and they tell that to Jacob. And then today, obviously, chapter 43 picks up, but they've eaten all the food they've bought. There is no more food. They ate it all. And Jacob says, go get more. We're still in the famine. As we'll see later, this is only year 2 of a 7-year famine. So they are told, go get more grain. And the brother said, Benjamin's got to go. And the father says, no, how could you do this? If anything happens to him, I will surely die. And then as typical Jacob, that's my only son left, never mind the other 10. And the brothers insist that Benjamin has to go, and then Reuben even promises that if anything happens to Benjamin, Jacob can take all the vengeance out on Reuben and on Reuben's family. So the brothers go, they meet up with Simeon again, and they have a very nice lunch at Joseph's house. Again, Egyptians don't eat with non-Egyptians, so the brothers are at one table, Joseph's at another table, and the Egyptians are at a third table. So very awkward lunch assignments here. And you just got to wonder, is this one of those clues the brothers should have picked up on? Not necessarily that they should have known that this was Joseph, but that they should have said, isn't it kind of weird that the guy who's number 2 in all Egypt can't even eat with the Egyptians? Because of Egyptian custom. They just don't eat with foreigners. It's just their thing. Another thing to pick up on in these verses is what the brothers say. Joseph asked them, is Jacob still alive? Or is he dead? And they say, well, he's alive. What happened to how many are there of you? And they said, we are, there are 10 of us here in front of you. And then Benjamin, who was back home, and then there's one who is no more. And that's really an interesting thought that we'll pick up a little bit on tonight, is what did the brothers actually think happened to Joseph? They say to Joseph that he's dead. And, that might just be because that's the lie that they've been telling for 20 years, and they got to keep it up. So whoever asks, he's dead. We don't know what happened to him. And that's probably a pretty good bet that you sell someone into slavery, the odds are pretty good they're not lasting 20 years as a slave. So it's probably a good bet that he's dead, but they've probably just told the lie so many times, it has just become a reality in their minds. Joseph's dead. That's their thinking. So chapter 43 just sort of ends. They all have lunch. And then chapter 44, they say goodbye. They go home. And interestingly, everyone goes home. Simeon goes home. Benjamin goes home. All the brothers go home. And then Joseph really tries to, this is sort of yet another test to lead them to repentance, as we talked about last Wednesday night, that Joseph is leading his brothers to repentance. And he's doing that here by seeing what will they do about Benjamin. Benjamin is now the favored child. Joseph's not there anymore. He's the favored child, the youngest child of the favored wife. The other child of the favored wife is presumed to be dead. And so Benjamin has now assumed that position of favored child. What do they do when Benjamin's life is in danger? Because when Joseph's life was in danger, it was kill him, get rid of him, get him out of here, sell him off. What do they do about Benjamin? Do they harbor the same animosity, the same resentment, the same hatred toward Benjamin that they harbored toward Joseph? And, Reuben made that promise. And you really got to question what their relationship is with their father to begin with. Would they be totally heartbroken if Jacob just went away? Kind of a dark and sinister thing there, but, Jacob's whole world has been focused around 2 children. He has 12 sons, and the only ones he ever worries about are Joseph and Benjamin. Well, Joseph's dead. Benjamin's the only one left. How do they feel about Benjamin? How do the brothers really feel about Benjamin? That's what Joseph is after here. He's really looking to see how do they treat Benjamin? Because Benjamin is sort of the new Joseph in the house. He is the one who is the favored child. He's the one getting the special attention, presumably getting special presents. How does Benjamin react? Not Benjamin. How do the brothers react when Benjamin's life is in danger? Is it, let's just get rid of him? Or is it, Jacob took that Joseph thing a little harder than we thought. He's still grieving. We better not let that happen to Benjamin. Because they do love their father. They may have some animosity toward him about the way he treats them unequally and unfairly. And Jacob's not a great parent, as we saw in week 1. But, there's what's happening with Benjamin. That's what Joseph is after here. He wants to know what the relationship is with Benjamin. And how do they feel about him? The other 10, they probably would have sacrificed him. Oh, Simeon took the cup. Judah took the cup. Reuben took the cup. Issachar. Someone else took the cup. Blah. We'll just leave him here. Forget him. But Benjamin, that's a little more complicated. And that's the one they have to protect because that's the one their father wants. And so that's really, Joseph is really after here is, do they regret what they did to him? Is there some contrition there? Do they wish they could have done something a little different? And he wants to know, how are they treating Benjamin? So that's where we'll pick it up tonight. They get back to the palace, and then, tonight Joseph actually shows himself to be their brother. And then what does that tell us? How does that point us to Christ? How does that tell us about our lives today? Hope to see you tonight. Have a great day. May the Lord bless your day.